Hey, what's up? I'm reviewing and comparing the AA-12 and the Flamethrower, two close-range horde annihilators and those who remain. So first, these are the perks I used for the Flamethrower. The Flamethrower doesn't really benefit from any perks, so you can just use pretty much whatever you want, but I used Brisk to quicken the reload. So the Flamethrower shoots fire, in case you didn't know, and when hit, infected will catch on fire and be hurt over time for about 5 seconds, and on top of that, each projectile does 40 damage too. So in total, that gives it a pretty decent DPS. The Flamethrower also has some unparalleled ammo efficiency, like rivaling the M60. You get 50 Flamethrower fuel per pickup, and each fuel canister holds 100. So with the moderate fire rate the Flamethrower has, you can keep shooting for quite a while. And even when you do need to reload, it is a bit long, but you do get 100 fuel per reload, as well as 200 spare fuel. And the flame effect also does not make bursters explode when they die, even if you shoot them in the torso. However, naturally, because it's literally shooting fire, the range is very low and the projectile velocity is very slow too. And Hazmat infected are also immune to the afterburn effect. And since the Flamethrower has no recoil, you can hipfire very effectively. But you still need to aim on the white dot crosshair, because although the flames do appear very large, they are still the size of a normal bullet, which doesn't really make sense. A strategy I recommend is to just sprint around the map, and occasionally turn around and light your followers on fire, so they can be hurt over time by the flames. And if you do this correctly, you can make very good use out of just one canister, but the slow flame projectiles may make it hard to hit perpendicular moving targets, so I like to use the Flamethrower more as a defensive weapon than an offensive weapon. Next, here are the perks I used for the AA-12. I think the AA-12 benefits a lot from Heavy Hitter, because it's shooting 8 pellets in each shot. So that's a 20% damage increase for 8 projectiles. You may be tempted to use steady aim on the AA-12, but I figure it's better if you use that perk slot on something more useful, because I tend to tap fire with the AA-12 to conserve ammo, which helps with the recoil anyways. So first up, the AA-12 is very high per shot damage. I think it's roughly 140 damage per shot, and that's without Heavy Hitter. So this will lead to it one-shotting almost anything, even to the torso. And although the fire rate is very slow for an automatic weapon, if you take into account the massive damage it does for each shot, it actually has great DPS. And just like the Flamethrower, it has a slow but efficient reload. You get 32 shells per drum magazine, which is like at least 32 guaranteed kills. Technically the range is better than the Flamethrower, but with the high spread it will still force you to use it in close range. And contrary to one might expect, the recoil is very high in-game. In real life, it has a very smart design to minimize the recoil, lower than a normal 12-gauge shotgun. But in here, it's like you're shooting a 50 cal. On top of that, the ammo efficiency and spare ammo is very low. You get 64 ammo spare, with 32 in the mag at the start of the round, and each pickup only gets you 16, so not even a full drum mag. Even though the stat card says the penetration is only 1, I feel it actually acts like it's more of a 2 or a 3. Because since it's shooting 8 pellets in each shot, it'll only take about 4 to kill a civilian or a military zombie. So then the other 4 pellets are still gonna just continue going and hit the next target. So the high DPS can pretty easily go through hordes. You basically just hold down the trigger in their general area and they'll just be completely annihilated. But unless you're in a life-threatening situation, then I suggest you tap fire to conserve your ammo and to counter the massive recoil. So, which gun should you buy? Well, the Flamethrower is very easy to use, so it makes it a perfect weapon for beginners, or people just looking for an easy grind. And it also has some very good ammo efficiency. In comparison, the AA-12 is a huge difference in damage per second, so I find it to be very reliable against hordes. Really, it's just a matter of personal choice, but I do prefer the AA-12. I mean, first of all, it's a really cool gun. I just love the design and everything about it. And it feels really awesome to just nuke a horde in a few shots. Whereas with the Flamethrower, it does take a bit of time to kill, because it's not really instant. So yeah, that's about it. See ya.